Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's Mystic Minute is, what does it mean to talk to God? What does it mean to pray? What is God? Let's see if we can fit this all into a minute or five. So what does it mean to talk to God? People think that they have to pray to talk to God, and that definitely can be a very specific avenue. When you are praying, it's there's an energy that happens. And the way that I see it is it's a focus. It's you're focusing your energy and you're voicing your request. And that's a very efficient way to communicate and send the energy out for something to manifest. However, doesn't always have to be done on your knees. It doesn't have to be done in a church, though actually churches, synagogues, temples, I view them as phone booths to God, and now we don't have phone booths anymore. But so they're a collective gathering place that people come together. So there is a collective or group focus of energy. But we all have our internal modems. We all have our own internal cellular, so we can pretty much do it anywhere. I find driving in the car a very efficient way to do it. And then I also find taking walks, walking in nature. A very strong prayer practice I have now is walking my dog, and I usually have some great revelation by the time she poops. It's very practical. So that's the on one end, prayer and meditation doesn't have to look as ritualized as people might think. On the other hand, ritual works very well for some people. They need a structure and a form which helps them concentrate, and it helps them bring something into form. I'm kind of a casual girl, if you might have noticed. And then, who are you talking to? Because your impression, your image, what you are focusing on, or who you are focusing to, is also pretty active in this communication. I was raised in a very religious household, and so, my image of God was Charlton Heston in the sky, big beard guy in the sky, and that my God was my father, and was not the kind of person to have a real close, intimate relationship with. I mean, if you revealed your deepest thoughts to the person in body, it would come back and attack you. So it was not a benevolent relationship. And I had to peel away the layers to that in order to have an experience of a loving and benevolent energy. So if you want to personify it as something that looks like Charlton Heston in the sky, who Charlton Heston and Ben-Hur was pretty sexy. But if you want them to be someone in the sky, if it's any particular god, goddess personification, you're focusing on an energy. It's whichever one works best for your communication. My experience that has evolved throughout the decades is more that I communicate with consciousness, and I am aware of a greater and higher energy that is encompassing. So it's not that outside of me. It is really I'm in the spectrum of a higher awareness. It is my higher awareness. I use this gesture a lot because this is how it's a feeling, sensing experience. And when I'm tuned in to consciousness, another clue that I have is that it becomes brighter. Colors become brighter and in more focus. And when I am lined up, in alignment, in agreement, inwardly and outwardly connected, it's amazing, expansive experience. It feels clear and it feels right. And so in that form, my prayer meditation is really an instantaneous connection and shows up with instantaneous responses, amazing responses. And then, for everyone's experiences, somewhere between all of that, and initially might be flying blind, might not even know what is this. I'm like God. What? Start wherever you are. And an effective way to communicate with God is, or consciousness, source, universe, unified consciousness. Hey, you. An effective way is also journaling. You can, because writing it down makes the communication real, and writing it down what you think you're being told, which doesn't always show up as words, but will show up as concepts and ideas. It's great validation. Comes back to you. You can see it. You didn't make that up. So the connection with God, consciousness, can be hard and concrete in that it'll show up in synchronicity, serendipity. Can be like that. But it also is very subtle and ephemeral and hard to put your finger on. Don't be discouraged by that. That's also why you should write it down, because the feeling can be fleeting. Validate your experiences and then you'll have more of them. How to talk to God. Why to talk to God. Why talk to God keeps you connected and on your path, because really, you are, the essence of who you are is consciousness. And why you are here, this whole fulfilling your purpose, is really to express yourself as consciousness in this great playground of physical reality, and through this great vehicle that you have. Your physical form is like, wow, this is the greatest manifestation you've got, is the body that you created to come into. And how you navigate it, and how you get through this experience is by communicating with the essence of who you are. Really, it's how you keep on track. Because if you're driving in your car, if you're in your vehicle and you're driving in your vehicle, you're going to feel a little disconnected if you keep getting out of the car to check out what's going on, or you're looking at the other drivers to see how much better they're driving their cars. Well, then you've driven off the road. You're driving around and you have no idea where you're going. How does this work? All those things. All those things. Great reasons to connect, communicate with an intelligence greater than the little brain that you've got. And just to let you know, the essence of who you are is that intelligence. So play with this. Try this out. Get out your journal. Go take a walk. And if you want to know more, I have a course coming up on consciousness techniques, which are going to help you. Consciousness techniques help you navigate life as consciousness. It involves focusing and becoming clear, ways to have that connection and move forward. I also have a class coming up called Accessing Unseen Help. So how to communicate and with the unseen, and That includes consciousness being the unseen. And if you want to know more stuff, I look down below. I have connections to my website, signing up for my YouTube channel, listening to my radio show every week. Brings out great free stuff, and the webinars and the workshops I have going. And my website is joan-newcomb.com. Check in a couple of days. I'll have another Mystic Minute for you. Thanks for listening.